Good afternoon. My name is Wayne. Welcome to my world. Before we begin looking at a focus on wealth building as we end the year 2022, I thought I'd share a couple of Wayneisms that pop up periodically in my presentations. They all seem to have some importance to different people in different ways, but this one really hits home to me. Most of you, if not all of you, set some powerful, practical, attainable, and hopefully reasonable goals about a year ago that you wanted to accomplish in 2022. Some were personal, some were job related. Hopefully there was a big financial goal. I guess as you reflect, did you achieve your goal? Did you exceed your goal? See, my Wayneism is you were designed to succeed, engineered to exceed. And by the time we continue to talk week after week and you read week after week, you're going to be endowed with everything you need to build that wealth building that will be tall and strong to allow you to have every day from now on less and less earned income and more passive income. The ultimate goal, replace almost all, if not all, of your earned income with passive income. So as I reflect on what I've shared and what you've learned from me and other people, realize this, because this is a powerful Wayneism. Education without application is worse than worthless. If all you did was listen and learn, you had some entertainment. See, knowledge is not power. I have instilled many tidbits of knowledge that could bring you into a whole new world, i.e. Wayne's world. But education without application is worse than worthless, because knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. It only becomes power when you use it in all aspects of your life. So with that said, let me throw a couple more Wayneisms as we talk later today, and let's continue in with the process that I guess is best focused on the basis of starving your distractions and feed your focus. But the key is, what's the word focus really mean? And is your path one that gets you from point A to point B in the least amount of inconvenience in the shortest amount of time? Or is it a different kind of focus? So I thought I would share not my 10 commandments of wealth building, but 10 commandments that I've picked up from reading, listening, and just talking to people about some key components in wealth building. See, wealth building school is what I have. I have a school of wealth building because wealth building's cool, C-O-O-L, in Wayne's Wealth Building School. My focus has always been to help you buy at least 2 income properties a year for your retirement, for your exit strategy. In addition, there's some other things that need to do along the way while you're doing that. These are in no order of importance. There just happens to be 10 of them. For whatever reason, I don't know. I guess I stopped at 10. Key thing is we have stress in our lives. Interestingly enough, financial stress is huge. The American Psychological Association puts it at over 70%. And it leads to anxiety, depression, insomnia, weight gain, weight loss, strained relationships. All kinds of things happen. And boy, you probably know some people, could be friends, relatives, or colleagues who've been through some serious financial stress in the last couple of years. And it also impacts your physical and mental health. See, what was isn't and what is won't be. It's going to change. We're already seeing it change. I'm sitting in Chicago, Illinois. Last Friday, the wind chill was 40 below zero. This Friday, it's supposed to be approaching 50 degrees. Change is inevitable, and financial change is inevitable if you focus like a laser beam. Focus like a laser beam to avoid the stressors. Get rid of the distractions and take the time and use the time to build a wealth strategy. So the first step in this focus is to break the cycle by doing a number of things. Talking to someone. After you listen to me, talk to someone. Don't bottle up your financial emotions. Don't look at options. Look at how you might find a better way to buy things. I just was helping a relative look for a safe investment. And I'm not endorsing any bank or any FDI insured organization, but I just saw one online, FDIC insured, 14 months, 4.06%. That's pretty good to me if they need a safe way of keeping $10,000 and getting 400 and some dollars in 14 months. That's not bad for them because they're in a safety mode. Find a person you can talk to, a financial advisor. Watch some of the programs by some of the experts that are on a regular basis. Subscribe to a podcast. But take inventory of your finances. Every year on January 1st, I look at all my real estate investments and my life in general. And I look at my assets, what I own, minus my liabilities, what I owe. That, my friends, is my net worth. And I always have to ask myself one simple question. Based on the economy growing over the past year, did I lose or did I gain? See, we've had some tremendous inflation, 8+%. I think in some places over 9%. In some specific areas of what we buy, it's in the double digits. Well, if I'm going to stay ahead of the game and you're going to stay ahead of the game, you have to realize I need to have investments last year that earned me at least 8, 9, 10% or more. What did we just do a couple of months ago? If you listen to this weekly Facebook Live presentation, we suggested you take up to $10,000 and invest it for the next 6 months at 9.62% in one of the safest investments you could have, an I-bond from the federal government. At least that's keeping up with inflation. In fact, I'm actually ahead of inflation now, because that was in October. This is now December, and 9.62% is not our inflation rate. Did you make an investment in the last several months? And what will you invest in the next 12 months to keep you ahead of inflation? And again, we are coming down, but we're a long way from having this back to the way it was. Yes, the Fed might ease a little bit, but the key, that's going to be financial stress. I can remember when equity lines of credit were in 3%, 2%. Now I'm lucky if I can get 6% on an equity line. Yet there's still some good deals out there. I just picked up a flyer from Citizens Bank at 0.75 minus prime, minus 0.75. That's a pretty good rate because it's a flexible loan. Sure beats a credit card bill. So take inventory. And how do you dig yourself out of a rut? Don't make it a hole. Don't let the rut get real big and real deep. Look at your weekly, monthly, daily expenditures. What things can you do? If you care to reward yourself by going out to a meal. Right now, we have several restaurants in my market area offering you gift cards. Buy 100, get 25. Well, if you'd like to and have the ability to do that on a credit card, buy 100 or 200, whatever you can afford, and pick up $25, $50, $75 in free food. Cope with financial stress. And if you know how to use your credit cards as a power tool, I would pick a credit card today to go to those restaurants, which I'm going to do, that had a billing date of December 25th or 24th. And so if I put $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 on there, I won't get a bill. I won't get a bill until January 24th or 25th, and I won't have to pay it until the end of February. So I've got my discounts. I save $25, $50, $75 of free food, get a chance to spread that over the year at that restaurant or a place I like to eat, and I'm ahead of the game. End of the year clearances, discounts, checking on prices through various websites. Cope with financial stress, and please be careful. That's part of the plan, and stick to it. You don't buy anything without comparing prices. No impulse purchases. The key is to, especially with the holiday gift giving, make sure you haven't gone into debt deeper to get some instant gratification. We talked about the 5 reasons why people don't build wealth. One of them is they can't delay instant gratification. And this is the time of the year when many people just succumb to the inability to say, "Ooh, I can't do that. No, we can't give that. No, we can't buy that. No, this, no, that." Obviously, budgeting makes a big impact. Some people are better at budgeting than others. The key is to look at yourself each and every year and maybe each and every quarter. Are my assets greater than my liabilities? Is my net worth growing? And is my net worth growing by a greater percent increase than the inflation rate or cost of living? Manage your stress in a healthy way by looking at the numbers. See, this is a rational approach. It's too easy to buy on emotion, and then it's too late to justify on logic because you locked yourself in to this long-term commitment or this long-term lease or this overpriced whatever it was because you had to have it now. So cope with financial stress. Remember, the word stressed, S-T-R-E-S-S-E-D, spelled backwards, is desserts. A different look at the opportunities in life. Are they stressed to you or are they desserts to you? Number 2, you got to have a why. Why is a powerful, powerful mindset in sales and in life. Why do you want to accumulate wealth? Is it time freedom? Is it work freedom? Is it philanthropic? Is it helping a relative? Is it paying your debts down as fast as you can so you can be debt-free in 23? Ooh, there's a nice slogan. I'm going to be debt-free in 2023. I'm going to be debt-free in 2023, and I'll do whatever I can. We'll give you a point in a few moments that will help you do that. It's not easy. It's just simple. See, it's simple to build wealth. It's just not easy. Everything is on your side if you only apply what you learn. Hence, we're back to my first statement. Education without application is worse than worthless. You got to know your why. What's your long-term plan? So you're going to buy 2 a year in real estate. You can do that for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Then you're going to start selling. Then you can start liquidating. Why will you be doing 1031 exchanges as you get more and more real estate wealth? Maybe because you want to avoid taxes like poison, one of my 10 commandments. See, the key to why, and knowing why you're doing something, is it helps you stay motivated. See, there's no such thing as human behavior without a reason. You spend money for some reason. Some people spend it to satisfy an urge. Some people feel they're getting a value and they can't pass it up, too good to be true. Some people just want to reward themselves. Here we are, coming to a celebration of the end of a year and the beginning of a new year. A lot of parties, a lot of activities. Easy way to spend a lot of money. You build wealth for different reasons. Also, I think wealth building gives you a sense of purpose. And a sense of purpose is what helps people become happy. You know, the bluebird of happiness is very elusive. But if you're able to give to the Salvation Army kettle or help out a neighbor or do something philanthropic or provide something, maybe not in money, but in time. Sometimes wealth building is the satisfaction of devoting your time. But more importantly, you've got to have a why. You got to have a why. See, if you don't have the why, then you're not going to know what, how, and when to do things. That's got to be a focus. Now, this is definitely one of Wayne's World's 10 commandments, creating multiple streams of income, which is one way to help yourself to become debt-free in 2023. I know it's not going to be fun to work a second, third, maybe fourth job, take jobs you don't want, but if you consistently keep that job and keep building a paycheck that's extra over and above, maybe, just maybe, that will bring the debt down. Just paying $100 more a month on a credit card drastically reduces the interest you pay. Prepaying a mortgage loan every year at the beginning of the year with one extra payment changes the loan to a 15-year from a 30-year. It cuts the interest rate almost in half. Let me repeat that. Just making one full principal payment extra in January. And keep doing that. We'll change a 30-year loan into a 15-year loan and cut almost half the interest out. Oh my gosh. How can somebody not do that? And if that's too tough, if that's too hard to come up with that extra 1, 2, or 3,000, or whatever the number is, then simply do this. Create a biweekly mortgage. Take your $2,000 or $1,000 monthly payment and break it into a biweekly payment of $500 or $1,000, half price, and you'll accomplish about the same thing. But see, look at this. You won't get rich without multiple streams of income. I happen to have the privilege of listening to and being involved with Grant Cardone. Elena Cardone is my upline in my real estate venture. And he believes strongly on building wealth in a different way than I do. I'm more of a real estate investor that does the 2 units, the single families, the 6 units, and I like that. Grant loves syndications, but we're on the same page in so many of our concepts of building wealth or getting rich. Again, I tend to feel that rich is just a unique word as wealth is. But the key is you got to add multiple flows of income, and they all have to connect. Let me share this. I started selling real estate a long time ago. Came into my market area right now about 30 years ago. I was a small fish in a big pond in northern Illinois. Very established, seasoned agents, had a lot of connections, belonged to a lot of organizations, clubs, charities, etc. Had relatives, spouses, partners who could help them find leads. I'm just Wayne. Who's this Wayne guy? How can he help me? So I created multiple streams of income that connected together and still helped me. One, I started my own home warranty company, American Home Warranty Services Corporation. Started my own home inspection company. Started my own garage organizing company. Started my own design company to allow people access to the Merchandise Mart in Chicago. So all of a sudden, the sale of a house and the brokerage fees earned on that oftentimes were less than what was coming in from people remodeling through Wayne J. and Associates, buying a home warranty, American Home Warranty Services, getting an inspection, accurate home inspection, or doing some other things that all tied together. See, streams of income that don't connect are haphazard, a lot of time wasted. Everything I have done in my multiple streams of income are based on helping me stay in the real estate profession in some way, shape, or another. My training is in multiple streams of income, concentrating from my corporate training into my real estate training with my negotiation seminars through the Real Estate Negotiation Institute, my wealth building seminars, my selling skills seminars, as well as just my coaching program. See, everything's got to connect. The chairs have to have a lot of legs, but the legs got to be attached to the chair. A leg does no good if it's not attached. It's not nearly as effective. So I keep building a stronger and stronger chair by more and more multiple streams of income that fit into that one unique aspect. Most of us here are in real estate. You could do some of the same things I did or even more. Some of you have a mortgage loan license. Some of you have a home inspection license. Some of you could design some other things you could do, repair, remodeling. Many of your friends and family members are involved in some of the trades. So you've got all these packages, but the key is that most people bounce, as Grant says, from one flow to another flow, and they start over and they don't connect. Your flow should always be connected. Your chair just keeps getting more and more legs to it. That means you could lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs and you still would be okay. So as you go through a market of inflation, a market of recession, a market of different things that are happening in and around your life, you have the ability to continue to have a strong, stable chair. So create multiple streams of income. Look at how many people are working remotely. And are they actually taking that money they would have spent in travel and parking and saving it, or have they spent it? Now, with inflation, I know they're thankfully able to have some extra money. They're not wasting, if you want to call it wasting, driving to and from work, paying fees, taking trains and public transportation. But see, when you save money, do you spend that money or do you put it away? I'll give you a couple of websites before we're done today that talk about that. With that said, realize that, again, I like the concept of wealth. Grant likes the concept of rich. Either way, I don't care what you call it. The only difference is I look at a easier entry for some people, and maybe you evolve into his program as the next level, creating another stream of income by getting involved in his investment program or someone else's investment program like him. Just realize you got to maximize everything around you that all fits in together. That's all we're saying. So create multiple streams of income. And again, as you see here on this page in that third little sentence, the problem is that you go from one flow to another flow and you're not connected. Remember Wayne's World, home warranty company, home inspection company, remodeling company, design and furniture business, in addition to selling real estate, plus my connections with referrals from insurance agents, from landscapers, from contractors, and all those other factors. So everything ties together. Powerful concept, but you have to do it. Education without application is worse than worthless. I'd love a year from now to see how many multiple streams of income you created. In fact, maybe it's time to go back and look at your 2023 business plan and add some multiple streams of income. Could you teach a class at a university or a college on real estate investing, on real estate staging? What could you do to pick up some clients and earn some extra business? That was another one of my multiple streams. Started teaching at a community college, and I called it my paid farm. People would pay to come to classes, and I would get paid by the college. And if they didn't get a real estate license from me, maybe they bought a house from me. See, that's a multiple stream of income. It's a paid farm. Number 4, stay in your 1 yard world. Now, before you jump to conclusions, basically, it could have been your 36-inch world. Confused? Don't be. It's saying basically focus on what you can control and change. See, many people try to do things they have no control or change over. We have to learn the difference of what we can change, what we can't change. We cannot change conditions. We can change a stall. We can change an area of concern. But we have to look at the facts of life. Great little story there when Navy SEAL Mark Owen was on 60 Minutes. That's why we don't look up, we don't look down when we're climbing. That's why success by the inch is a cinch, but success by the yard is very hard. See, we have to look at the short-term look at things. So when we get there, if I go a little further, I can see more. It's a long, long road, many a winding turn. Leads us to who knows where. That's part of a song from He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. The next line of that tells me why I like to be able to give. One of my other Wayneisms is you get by giving, from my mentor. Because it's a long, long road, many a winding turn that leads us to who knows where. And while on our way to there, why not share? We've all been blessed with a lot more than other people around us. We get by giving. But stay in your 1 yard world and focus on what is in front of you, not what's way out there that you can't see. The further you look, the harder it is to see. Did you ever notice how narrow the goalposts look when the kicker's making a 65 or 70 yard attempt at a field goal versus a 20 yard or a 10 yard extra point? They don't focus on that narrowness. They're focusing on some spot that's what they're going to hit, no matter how wide or how narrow that goalpost looks. See, the focus is the key. You got to focus on the 1 yard world, not on the 1 mile world. Number 5, we're halfway there. This is one of my 10 commandments. In fact, it's the first commandment of wealth building. Pay yourself first. There's so many authors that talk about this. David Bach is one I read a long time ago. Pay yourself first. You'll never have wealth if you pay all your bills first and take what's left. And I actually made a very, very solid and obviously scary statement over the months together on the 10 commandments. If you know your tax bracket, whether it's 25, 33, 35, whatever it is, I hope you're avoiding taxes to get it down low. But let's say it's 25. If you're going to pay Uncle Sam 25% out of your paycheck every year, don't you feel you're worth at least that for your own wealth? So my theory has always been at the beginning, when I really want to prove that I can make it to a financial goal where I feel I'm wealthy. I look at it that way. So I pay myself 25%. I pay Uncle Sam 25%, and I have to live on the 50%. That's the dedication, the discipline, the determination that creates a wealthy lifestyle. And, no pain, no gain theory. We can talk all day long about quotes and phrases. If it doesn't kill you, it's still good for you. All day long. It wasn't easy, people. But I remember so vividly, June 18th, 1978, I set a financial goal that by January 30th, 1988, I wanted to have a net worth of 7 figures. 10 years to work my butt off, to sacrifice with my family and let them know this is going to be a short-term gain, 10 years, for a long-term gain, a lifetime. And thank my goal-setting mindset, because on January 25th, 1988, 5 days before my goal, which was practical, attainable, and reasonable, I met my financial goal. And I will tell you, all other financial advisors will, Dave Ramsey will tell you, Grant Cardone will tell you, anybody you want to talk to will tell you, it's easy to make the first million. It's even easier to make the second million, or the fourth million, or the fifth million. Don Pena is a great person to listen to. He may not agree with his philosophy or his mindset, but he puts it in perspective. He puts those cards on the table, and you can learn a lot from his mindset if you're serious about change. But Bach isn't reinventing the wheel. His book, The Automatic Millionaire, again, reminds you to pay yourself first. I took that one step further and said, if I'm giving Uncle Sam X%, I sure deserve at least that much for myself. That's my future. That's my life. And here I am today, enjoying my life, doing things I never dreamed I would do, continually doing more things. And stuff is happening. That's what I want for you. Stuff should be happening. You should be saving the equivalent of I believe, your tax bracket every month. And Bach's idea, he says you should be at least squirreling away or saving 1 hour of worth of income every day. That's roughly 12% or 13%. I'm doubling that basically, or more. But again, you have to learn to change. But the key is pay yourself first. It's not PYL, pay yourself last. It's pay yourself first. That has to be, I could have put that at number one, but you know what? It's good to have here at the halfway point as we look at this process. Now, how do you do that? Well, it's hard for you if you're in a commission job, but look at each week you're working. How many hours did you work that week? Did you make any money? Now, you know that you could work for 2 or 3 weeks and make no money unless you're focused like a laser beam. I've got coaching students. I've got people I care about in real estate that have 2 or 3 closings yet this year. And they're running 2 or 3 or 4 closings every month, sometimes every week. So they do have a weekly income because I firmly believe the formula for success is each week bring in a saleable listing first. Secondly, separate lookers from buyers. Third, negotiate an above market rate fee for your services. And as you fill your pipeline up, remember, listings are the name of the game, always have been, always will be. If you list, you last. If you list, you exist. We heard them all. The bottom line, financial success is, in my world, in Wayne's world, listings are my salary, buyers are my commission. So I earn something every week if I have enough listing inventory because I'm always going to have a closing. But however you want to do it, you got to look at what your time is worth and how much are you giving back to yourself. Now, there's many other formulas out there. Above all, just do something. But this one to me is so powerful. You know, if you surround yourself with 9 losers, you'll be the 10th loser. And you know people that do that. You know people in your life, neighbors, friends, relatives, co-workers. They've surrounded themselves with losers and they become a loser. Surround yourself with 9 powerful, more successful people than you, and you'll become more successful. See, it's a very powerful psychological principle. LLL. Likes, like, likes. Your inner circle, the people closest to you, should be the people that are helping you grow your business, not bringing you down. See, some people don't want you to succeed. Some people are living beyond their means. I've got neighbors, beautiful home from the outside. At night, when the windows are open, hardly any furniture. Huge house. I've got friends who got a half size of the house, beautiful pictures on the wall, nice furniture, different kinds of plants. It's just a real home versus a box with some rooms that are empty. Keeping up with the Joneses is never a winner. Living off credit cards is bad debt. See, there's good debt and bad debt. And buying things going down in value is usually bad debt. Also, again, because you choose not to live above your means, you can start putting money away. So you'd have much choice. If I'm giving 25% to Uncle Sam and saving 25 and investing 25, I don't have a lot of room to waste money. I don't have a lot of room to lose money. I'm struggling to make ends meet in the process. So with that said, you have to realize you got people that are willing to help you grow and give you advice, or people that will help you lose money or make it look like you don't need to succeed. And in real estate, probably and in life, as you climb the ladder of success, the higher you climb, the more you expose your rear end. So who's influencing you? Who's the likes? Are there some people you'll have to say goodbye to this year as part of your business plan? Can't deal with them. See, separate lookers from buyers. If you're not getting bona fide buyers and saleable sellers, people, you got the wrong contacts. You sell real estate. You help people buy real estate. A looker is not a buyer. A person testing the market is not a saleable seller. That's another whole set of seminars we could talk about. Bona fide buyers and saleable sellers. But remember, your salary are your listings. Each week, are you bringing in a saleable listing first? And then are you adding a commission by finding bona fide buyers? Number 7. Wow. Invest every single day. A few bucks a day. The sooner you start, though, there's loads of charts and graphs and YouTube videos on somebody starting at age 20 putting $5 away and somebody starting at age 40 putting $5 away. The beauty of our life today is that because we're getting older and living longer, we can actually start a little bit later and catch up. Before, when the average age was 50, 55, or 60, and you started at 40, you couldn't accumulate much. But now, because you can go to 75, 80, whatever the average age is, and maybe better with technology and better health care, you can start a little later. But the sooner you start building wealth, the longer you can enjoy it. The sooner you start building wealth, the longer you can enjoy it. Every single part of your business plan for next year should be looking at wealth building. We got all kinds of websites and apps. Acorn's a good app. Just takes care of spare change. Look at all the different podcasts, the books, the stuff that you get from the boards, the market trends, looking at some of the best investments. Again, 4.06% looks pretty good. I can remember when CDs were under 1% last year at the beginning of 2022. We'll talk about the rule of 72s, 115s, and 144s in a few moments when we get to number 10. But just a reminder, some of you heard that before from me or maybe other places to refresh your memory. If you know that, fine, think about it for next year. If not, we'll cover it before we leave today. And number 8. Well, before we get to number 8, let's talk about the psychological in commandments. I kind of rushed into that. I wanted to get ahead of myself. This researcher, Steve Siebold, talks about changing your mindset about money. There we go. I had a little glitch there. Sorry about that. Practice gratitude. Oprah talks about it. We have so much to be thankful for as we look at ourselves. And think about how you could reduce your stress and do strong financial habits. Your brain is different when you give. I know when I give money to somebody or give somebody something extra, give somebody a bigger tip or do something. I was at the airport and this young man had to get me from the gate all the way out to where the Uber is at O'Hare. This is when I just had a knee operation and had to be in a wheelchair. And he had to take me from the gate down through the bowels of Terminal C, then up the steps and through the elevators, then down to the baggage claim, then outside and up and out and wait in the cold. Started talking to him, drove a long way to get to work. And said, so what's going on? I said, you get $2-3 a head. That's great. I love doing this. I gave him a 20. I thought he would almost start crying right there. That just felt so good because it took him probably at least 30 minutes and he's pushing me around. And not to impress you, but to impress upon you. Sometimes that little extra makes a huge difference in somebody, whether it's a waiter or a waitress. Doesn't take much time commitment. Practice gratitude. Please and thank you are free, let alone that's a good start. Now, number 9, I kind of jumped to conclusions. Change your mindset about money. And Steve Siebold had a book, How Rich People Think. Powerful book, How Rich People Think. Now, I would like to find out how rich people feel because I think my feeling brain is much more powerful than my thinking brain. But they figured out what and how to train their mind to solve their financial problems. And anybody can do this. So Siebold found the wealthy people use various psychological tricks. So I pulled some of the better ones out of the book, and I thought I'd share them with you today. You're welcome to read the whole book. Steve Siebold, How Rich People Think. Easy reading. I love opium. OPM, other people's money. What a powerful tool. He talks about it in his book. Use other people's money. Other people's money. I just bought a property, closed on the 21st, with 100% of other people's money. 100% of other people's money. Something else that rich people tend to feel or think, they set high expectations. I have huge expectations. People I know have huge expectations. You've got to inspect what you expect, and we have this self-fulfilling philosophy. If you think you can or think you can't build wealth, either way, you're going to be right. If you think you can build wealth or think you can't build wealth, either way, you're going to be right. Isn't that amazing? See, wealthy people think of this as a way for me to help others and build my own lifestyle. And it's an ally. I don't fear losing money. I don't like losing money. I'm a lousy loser. But if I lose it, I can learn from it. I've made some bad real estate investments. I got burned a couple of times, some in the six figures. I had to dig out of those, but they made me stronger. Because experience is mistakes you don't make. Again, that's what a wealth builder feels. At least in Wayne's world of wealth building, experience are mistakes you don't make again. I got some experience. And I love the last line on this sheet. The single belief drives the great ones to behave in ways that virtually guarantee their success, fulfillment, and happiness. I'm happy when I do what I feel I need to do to become a wealth builder. I hope you feel that same way. With that said, number 10, the last one for today. And that's the rule of 72s, 115s, and 144s. It's a process. It's very predictable. Every investment you make has a return of investment on it, a percent. I mentioned earlier that last October, I encouraged many of you, and some did, and I myself did, buy up to $10,000 in I bonds at 9.62%. The rule of 72 says roughly 10%, we'll say to round it off, into 72 is 7.2 years, which means if I could continue to get 9.62% for the next 7 years, my $10,000 safe investment became $20,000. If I bought a property for $100,000 today, and the inflation rate is at 6%, 6 into 72 is 12. That means in 12 years, my $100,000 property doubled to $200,000. And if I leverage that by using other people's money, wow. And if that continues in another 12 years, it quadruples, the rule of 144s. Wow. Just a 4% inflation rate, just a 4% inflation rate will allow a property to almost quadruple in 30 years. So I buy a property today for $500,000. I borrow $500,000 in a first and a second, whatever it is, or I put some more money in, but let's say I borrow it all. None of my money in this. That $500,000 property in 30 years, because I bought a 30-year mortgage, is paid off, and I have a building worth approximately $2 million. And how much of my own money did I use? Zero. Did I get tax benefits, depreciation? Lots of them. Real estate is the ideal investment. Let's not forget that. I may have to remind you in a future weekly session if you come back and listen to a few more of my thoughts. But building wealth is not the easiest of tasks. It needs a commitment. There's got to be an awareness. See, a lot of things we said today didn't occur to you. I gave you an awareness. Then you've got to take this awareness and set your goals or reset your goals for 2023, i.e., whether it's paying more to yourself first, whether it's looking at buying 2 properties, whatever else we talked about. And then you got to make the commitment to do it. It's so easy to put it off and procrastinate. Look how many of you had great intentions a year ago, and here we are, the end of the year, and it didn't happen. Didn't happen. So there's a lot to be said. The best approaches to take as we wind this down is to realize that it takes time to create anything valuable. Sometimes investments don't happen overnight. I don't believe getting rich quickly is the best strategy. Working hard every day is okay. Working hard but thinking smart will keep you growing. But you got to keep doing it. See, it's the consistency and the persistency. Learning a new skill may not get you a raise right away. Building a new stream of income may not happen overnight. Persistence is powerful. But patience without persistence leads to paralysis. Don't obsess over money. Enjoy your life. We never know how long we have to be here. There's a big line, and we're all in that line. We never know if we're next in line to be leaving this great earth. Could be today, it could be 2 weeks, could be 10 years. Don't compare yourself to others. I don't want people comparing themselves to me. I don't compare myself to others. I'll take advice, I'll listen, I'll learn from others. But there's loads of people who have a lot more than me, yet there's millions of people a lot less than me. To be in the top of the income bracket of the country is an interesting feeling when I never thought I'd even be having wealth, renting all my life, living with parents who had a very tough time making ends meet, and moving a lot and living in mobile homes and rental apartments. But the bottom line, don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to where you were each year. Are you growing at a pace that's greater than the inflation rate? Are your assets becoming greater than your liabilities at a faster pace than the economy is growing? That's the secret. That's the whole process that has to be put together as you look at things. So we covered a lot of ways and strategies and processes, and I hope very much that I shared with you at the last podcast of the year, the last focus of our year, that you can starve your distractions and feed your focus. And you know I love acronyms. And obviously, this is Wayne's World of Wealth Building. So my focus is wealth building. The strategies and the tactics should achieve and help achieve the objectives. So your objective is your focus, becoming wealthy. What strategies and tactics we've shared over the weeks together. You can read some books together. But the key thing to remember as I say goodbye to you for 2022, wishing you a healthy, happy, and wonderful year ahead, and reminding you we just finished Christmas. This is the last day of Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa starts today. We rarely have these 3 holidays overlapping like they did this year. So whatever you're celebrating, whatever you believe in, if it's not even one of those 3, make sure it's a happy and healthy new year for you that creates wealth beyond your dreams. But the key thing is F.O.C.U.S. Follow one course until successful. That one course is everything I do is helping me build wealth. From Wayne's World, enjoy your week. Be safe. Thank you for listening.